was a welcome speech. Thank you so much. All right. Am I seeing your clapping emojis, please? All right. Over to you, Mr. James. I don't know if you can hear me. Mr. James, are you there? Can you hear me? I don't see him on the call. Okay. Give him a minute to join. Thank you so much, Ewani. I can see you're clapping. Thank you so much. Please, please help me confirm that people are not in the waiting room trying to join. Thank you so much. All right. Just give me a minute to confirm if there's a network issue so we can move by it quickly. Thank you. All right. I think Mr. James is here. Thank you so much, Adishawa. Thank you, Yvonne, for clapping. I appreciate it. Please, Mr. James is joining. I think he's joining with audio now. Let's give it one more minute or two. Hi, Gabriel. Welcome. We're glad to have you on the call. Please let us know what you look forward to in this session today. One key takeaway you want to take from the session today. Thank you. Mr. James is still not in. Please, we apologize for the delay and the glitch. I think it might be network. Okay, Mr. James is in now. All right, welcome, Mr. James. Please confirm that you can hear me. And please, you can go ahead to make the welcome speech. Thank you so much.
Yes, please, I can hear you. Did you ask me to say something or?
Yes, please. The welcome speech, we can have it now and then continue to the rest of the agenda. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. And it's a pleasure to meet each and every one of you today once again. So I think we are far behind time. I'll just go straight to the point. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed, partners and prospective partners that we are looking up to having on board, members of the foundation, all protocols observed. So I'm really honored to welcome you to the launch of the African Young Leaders Foundation Teenage Pregnancy Program. And then it's really a pleasure that teenage pregnancy is an alarming cancer that we're having in Africa right now. And it is really time for young people, young leaders, that we are looking forward to training the upcoming ones to take up this great opportunity, or to use this great opportunity to educate and then to impact the society that we dwell in. So today we take this bold step, regardless of our difficilness, or regardless of where we're coming from, regardless of our backgrounds and whatever, we're coming together as one people to fight this cause. And as the African Young Leaders Foundation that looks up to, impacting society and inspiring people who are coming up, we see it as a necessity to take up this issue because it's killing a lot of people who have good objectives, people who are looking up to doing a whole lot of great things in Africa as a result of the stigmatization that they go through. Without any fault of theirs, teenage pregnancy can happen in so many ways, whether intentional or intentional. But we don't look at the positive aspect of it. We don't look at what people who are going through such issues, if they are being resolved or attended to, the great benefit that they can impact in society. And that is what we look forward to doing. So AYLF as an international organization, non-partisan, non-political, that looks up to, elevating, deprived persons or communities from where they are. We deem it appropriate and prudent to take up this course. And we are very humbled that you are with us today towards this course. And we are hoping that at the end of the day, we are all going to fight this social canker. And once again, I would like to commend everybody, most especially the head of the implementation committee, for the great job that we've been doing all this while, and every member of the implementation committee. Everybody who is here, we are not alone. We are not doing this alone. We need your support. We need your guidance. We need your feedback as to how we can implement this great initiative. So at the end of the day, we are looking forward to having you join us fight this course in such a way that you support the vulnerable youth in society. We advocate for policy reforms that will not only jettison people who are going through difficulties as far as teenage pregnancies are concerned. We elevate them, empower them economically so that they don't rely on society. So these are the few words that I have to say as far as this project is concerned. I'm very sorry for logging in very late due to some technical issues I'm facing from my end. And thank you everybody for being here with us. I'm looking forward to a very fruitful discussion and then a great work thereafter. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. James. And that's the founder of African Young Leader Foundation. And we're super excited to hear your voice. Thank you. I see you clapping. I appreciate it. Please, you can do more if you have some time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. James. And we'll just get right into it. So the next thing on our agenda that we're prioritizing will be the project overview. So I'll be taking that as my name is Ayomide, by the way, and I'm the project lead for this particular program. So I'll be taking us through the project overview, and then at some point we'll pause for some questions before we go ahead to have the panel session. All right, so welcome once again, and this is the AYLF Teenage Pregnancy Prevention and Support Program. And saying, what are we doing? We're supporting teenage girls and young mothers in Africa. Our aim basically is to support teenage girls and young mothers in Africa by providing access to three things, basically: education, healthcare, and economic empowerment opportunities. Promote gender equality and also improve the overall well-being of young mothers and their children in Africa. And what's our objective? We have three objectives for this year one, right? We're kicking off with a one-year plan, one-year implementation plan starting October 2024 to October 2025. And what are our objectives? We want to reduce the stigma associated with teenage pregnancy across 6 target countries, 600 teenagers and young mothers. That's 100 per country. I would disclose the country very shortly. And also build partnership with local governments, schools, and healthcare providers to offer long-term support to young mothers. So our objectives are quite clear, and also our goal is also clear, right? And this is our target for first year. We reached out to Kenya, Cameroon, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Rwanda, and Nigeria. I know that we have representatives across these countries presently on the call. And even so now and later on the call, we'll be breaking out into different 6 breakout groups where we'll be discussing country by country to co-create what the plan look like, right? So 600 mothers in 1 year, 100 per country, and we've highlighted the 6 countries in Africa we're targeting for year one. And you see, we're looking at teenagers who are the beneficiaries of this project, the teenage girls who are pregnant, young mothers who probably experienced teenage pregnancy in the past, and then their children, which is equally the next generation. Right, so we have just a very tidy program timeline here for our look a review or to just give us a sense of how the project phases are going to look like. So at the first stage, we saw we're having stakeholder engagement starting from this month, which we've already started. Into next month, we'll be engaging with partners with local government, schools, and healthcare. And we also 50 girls or mothers identified across these 6 countries with their details or database with us, so that can help us to easily disseminate or easily reach out to them when we commence fully next year. And for as of January, we're going to do the initial survey and run the program from February into March and even through the end of the session, right? So towards the end of the program in October, we're going to have a pitch event where we'll have Trinity, they haven't been trained on economic empowerment, able to sustainable businesses. All right, so what are our key deliverables actually for this project? Supporting the teenage girls and young mothers by providing health, education, and economic. We're going to soon be calling for mentors to mentor these young women or teenage girls to also help them in their lives, not just for motivation, but for inspiration, and also to handle them as they map out their career journey. Then collaborating with local partners as well, and then also offering micro grants or seed funding, which was what I mentioned earlier, right? Oh, I'm breaking. Please, can you hear me? I think that must be my network. Maybe I turn off my video. Hello. Anyone, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, we can hear you now.
Kind of bad.
Oh, okay, I apologize. I think my network isn't great today. I don't know where you probably have stopped hearing me, but I've just given a rundown of what the program timeline would look like from October into the next year, October, and also what the monthly virtual mentorship and giving of micro grant and seed funding to at least 10% of the mothers we're reaching out to, that 60 teenage girls or young mothers at the project closeout ceremony or celebration of our one year ceremony, right? And these are just some engagement that we want to establish partnership. If you think, okay, I'm sorry that everyone keeps saying it's breaking. I'm sorry, I hope you can hear me or you can possibly see my screen. So that also can help. I already turned off my video to reduce the bandwidth. Okay, thank you, Viola. Thank you. All right, okay, so I think that's the last thing on my slide. Yep. Thank you so much for time. I hope I've been able to clearly articulate what the project is about, what our secondary engagement will look. And also engage in awareness campaign amongst other things, right? So I will just pause now, maybe take 1 or 2 questions before we go into the panel session. I hope that my network is able to permit me. Any questions or any feedback around the presentation? Okay, Diana, please go ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear from my end.
As I said, I'm Diana Waithera from Kenya. I'm a SUSI alumni, and as part of the SUSI program, we had been requested to send grant proposals, and my project proposal was also concerning teenage mothers. That is a mental health support for teenage mothers in Kilifi County, Kenya, because Kilifi County, Kenya has a really high prevalence of young teenage mothers who have no mental health support. So I was wondering if maybe we can do a partnership, or maybe we can talk something about that as you roll out your project as well.
Thank you so much, Dan. I think this is very interesting. And then Viola will just chat to you privately to get your details so we can reach out to you after this program. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I am also aware that and even though we're implementing a different council in Kenya, can also see forward to some partnership of success over there. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you.
Awesome. All right. So maybe any other comments? Okay, I see that Judy's hand is raised. Please go ahead to speak. Thank you. Hi, Judy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can.
Now that we are talking about teenage girls and young mothers, do you have like an age limit that you're looking to work with? Because you find that some mothers are as young as 16 years. Well, in the Kenyan setup, you find their mothers were like 16, and others stretch up to about 24 years. Or rather some, so maybe you can just like be specific on the age that you're looking to work with of those mothers, because you also find some are in secondary schools. They still have kids, but they're in secondary schools. Probably they had kids and then they went back to school. Others are in universities, and maybe others have completed university and they're like doing something different. So I think it's just a query on what age are you looking to capture in that program. Yeah, thank you.
Right, thank you so much. So just to clarify, we're actually targeting teenagers from 13 years into 30, right? So we know that some people, why we are stretching that to 30 years is because we know that some people might have experienced teenage pregnancy in the past, and they're still probably on that journey to trying to figure out their lives, considering what the challenge has been since they've had the children, as the case may be, right? So we're starting from 13, understanding that some of them will be in secondary schools, in the tertiary institution, some of them may even be out of school, and some of them are probably still old as old as 30, and they've still not found their foot in life because they are still suffering from the aftermath of suffering from teenage pregnancy, amongst other things. So thank you for helping us clarify. Okay, I'm seeing another question from Ivan. It says, what criteria are we going to use to choose these 100 girls per country? Right, so we're working with one particular criteria we're using is the location where they are based, right? So we've done some internal analysis and just also considering our team, we've already identified some counties depending on where the country we are speaking about. For some it's county, for some it's states, for some it's local governments, where we can execute the project. So we'd actually be focusing primarily location-based. And of course, for some other criteria aside, the fact that they are in this particular location, are they currently pregnant? Are the teenagers between age 13 to 18 who are pregnant? They are qualified. Even if they are going to school, they still need the mental support, they still need the healthcare support or the economic empowerment that we are, which are the services or solutions we're trying to offer. So we'll also check that. Are they currently pregnant? Have they suffered from youth pregnancy before? And one way we're also trying to identify them is also this local partnership. So we have people that are already doing some good job in certain countries where they already engage young mothers or teenagers who are pregnant. So we are also going to be reaching out to them to get data for those children and also just adopt them into this project and support them to also help achieve their own organizational goal and our own goal of course, reducing the stigma around teenage pregnancy and just making life easier for them by providing healthcare, economic empowerment, and education. So I don't know if that clarifies your question. Thank you so much. Okay. Somebody's trying to join. I see. Thank you so much, Evans. Somebody's asking if they can be part of the program. Yes, why not, please? Charity, I'm going to respond to give you the floor now, Swiri. But let me just respond to Charity. Yes, please, you can be a part of the program. Viola is the project operations assistant on this project. So you can just send her a DM. She's on the call. You'll see Viola. Please just send her your details, or you can call her. Her number is already in the chat. So you can also just take down our details and reach out to her, or you can message me on LinkedIn as well, and we'll just tell you how you can join. Of course, if you fall in within any of this country, I will just link you to the country president and can move the conversation up there. Thank you so much. Awesome. So Swiri, please have the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm called Shuri Stefaninji from Cameroon. I have a suggestion to make. In as much as we want to assist teenagers that are pregnant, I think that we should also look into the fact that we should try to sensitize those that are not yet pregnant in order to guide them not to become pregnant. Because if we're already focusing on those who are already pregnant, we'll be elevating them, but then let's try to like look for measures to prevent young girls from getting into this track, since we already know the dangers that are being involved with it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Suri, for the feedback. Right. So yes, I do understand. I think Robert also has his hand raised, and I will let him speak. I do understand that while we're trying to, another way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to ensure that they don't even get pregnant across. Yes, we will include that in part of our strategy to ensure that we do more advocacy also to young people in schools or wherever we can find them in their community to actually teach on the basis for or teach on abstinence amongst other things. However, one of the things we're primarily focusing on is also just removing that stigma for those who are already pregnant, those who already happen to be. Alongside, would include that in our objectives to also just prevent, educate young teenage girls to avoid or to prevent teenage pregnancy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay. It's fine. We're glad to have you on the call. Over to you, Robert.
Yeah, thank you, Ayomide. Can you hear me now? Ayomide?
Yes, very well. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So for this, I've been thinking like, so we are going to have 100 teen murders from one country. Maybe like here in Rwanda, we've been thinking just to help them to have this vocation courses or vocation training, so that this should be cost much money compared to that. So I think when we have 100 team members, we can see who can attend the vocation training, who can be in the school as well, who can learn soft skills and those different. So just to balance this kind of budget, because when it comes to the one thing like uh, this TVET or this vocation training, this can cost much and cost much money. So I don't know if you can just have a clearance on this. It will really work according to consciously to minimize the cost of things. Nahulia to teach or to facilitate 100 teen mothers to attend TVET school or to attend vocation school. It is really costly, like here in Rwanda as well. So that is my point. So let's talk about it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Robert, for your contribution as well. So yes, we've also noted, we know that this will be cost intensive if we want to achieve this project. And that's why we're still actively committing this month and next month into seeking partnership, and not just partnership in terms of the technical support, but also for funding. So, and we are hoping, or we're convinced that we'll be able to raise funds, plus with some grant writing as well, to be able to actually implement this project and target 600 people. So let's keep up alive. Of course, if we don't have the bandwidth, we might eventually reduce the number, but we desire, our aim is to actually reach 100 per country within a year. And I hope that with everyone's support as well, we can achieve that. Thank you so much. I think that will be all for now. So we can move right quickly into the next agenda, which would be the panel session. And I'll just hand over to Viola, who is going to be moderating the session. I see that our speakers are already here, and we're super excited that you're here. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll just hand over to Viola to take it up from here. Next.
Thank you so much, Ayomide. I will dive in straight. I hope my network is clear and you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. I wanted to first introduce myself. My name is Viola from Kampala, Uganda. I'm part of the team that is coordinating the project. And I would like to know if Bena is already on call, then Olive, Adesewa, and Glory. You can just
Bena
type
is
in the chat. Okay. Do you have Olive on call?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You're welcome. And my first question is going to Bena. Then the second one will go to Olive, and the third one to Adesewa. Thank you. So, how can we help the young girls to overcome this stigma and reintegrate into society, both emotionally and socially, to build a better future? Bena, please, you can take it on.
Thank you, Viola, for the question. My name is Bena Mule. I'm from Uganda. I work with Us for Girls. I'm the co-founder. And Us for Girls is an organization that addresses challenges faced by adolescent girls and young women. So she has asked me how we can help these teenage mothers to overcome the stigma and reintegrate back into society. So reintegrating our teenage mothers back into society emotionally and socially and economically is a complex process that requires community-wide efforts. And it also requires a multifaceted approach. First of all, we need community education to raise awareness about the challenges that are being faced by these teenage mothers. Yes, this is one way of overcoming the stigma. And this requires effective and meaningful community engagement, especially the grassroots efforts that are already addressing these problems. And then we can also utilize peer education programs. Actually, I was very excited to see we have some young mothers here in the room. I saw Charity. Charity, thank you for joining us, and we hope to hear more from you. Maybe you're going to guide us more on how we can help you. So our peer education programs, we train our peer educators who can share experiences and provide support to these teenage mothers. And preferably, it would be nice to use peer educators who have experienced this themselves. Let me say teenage mothers who have overcome, who went through the struggle and overcame their challenges. There would be a very nice support system for these young mothers. And then to reintegrate them back into the education system, first of all, we need policies that are accommodative of these young girls, that allow re-entry of young girls back into schools. I come from northern Uganda, and I remember there was a time where teachers were expelling pregnant teenage girls from school, and they said if they went back to school, they were going to be a bad example to the girls who are still in school, which is not right. Someone getting pregnant at a teenage age doesn't mean they're spoiled or anything. They just didn't know better, and it happened to them. So we should allow them back into school, and instead of stigmatizing them, we should provide them with comprehensive sexual education to make sure that this doesn't reoccur, but also to prevent teenage pregnancies among other girls in the school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bena. Now, I'll go to Adesewa. Dear speakers, please, you can turn on your video. The speakers on the panel. Okay, Adesewa, how can communities, particularly in Africa, be mobilized to create a more supportive environment for teenage mothers?
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Paula. I am Adesewa Inle from Nigeria, and I am the founder and lead coach of ACC, an initiative that is committed to empowering young girls and women through personal development. So in order to mobilize communities to create a supportive environment for pregnant teenage mothers, the first step is to have dialogue. We need to involve their parents, religious leaders, and youth in conversations about teenage pregnancy and the need for acceptance. There's also a need for public health and education collaboration, where teachers, health workers, and community leaders can be trained to support teenage mothers. Also, religious organizations are not left out. We must encourage religious organizations to offer counseling, shelter, and financial support for these young mothers. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Adesewa. Then now we are going to Olive. Olive, you can first introduce yourself, then I can give my shot. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Olive Nyinaomono. I'm from Rwanda. I'm a founder and executive director of Nyinaomono Initiative. Nyinaomono Initiative is a non-profit organization that works on gender equality and inclusion while focusing on social and economic empowerment for young girls and women, particularly teen mothers living in rural areas, for them to be able to start their own income-generating activities and to support their families. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that introduction. So, what role can traditional leaders such as parents and peers play in shifting societal attitudes and fostering inclusion for teenage girls who have experienced pregnancy?
I think first of all, they need to create a safe space for these teenage girls or teenage mothers, a safe space, and to shift their mindset of the traditional behaviors and myths, starting from our elders, especially like our grandmothers, our mothers, our parents, are the ones that still have this myth that when someone gets pregnant at early ages becomes like a curse in a family. So creating this safe space and shift mind from that behavior to the mind that even if it's not a good thing to become pregnant at early ages, but again, if one has that challenge to be pregnant, it's not a curse to the family. They can take her still as a child and support her to go through into the challenges, because it doesn't only affect the family status or reputation, to also affect the mental health of that person, the physical of that person. If we create a safe space and shift the mindset of the community, it will help us to address that issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olive. All right. I don't know if Glory is already on call. Is Glory on call? If you're on call, kindly raise your hand.
Yes, Viola, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You can kindly introduce yourself. Then my next question is going to.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Glory Florentine from Tanzania. I'm a Minova Mental Health Clinic executive director. We mostly work on mental health and counseling, especially to youth and to women. So we provide counseling sessions, but also we train, mentor, and coach some of the youth so as they can become mental health champions and so that they can help their own communities. So yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Glory. So, what are some of the strategies that can be implemented to ensure that teenage mothers return to school? You can kindly take it here.
Okay. So government and some of the education ministries, mostly they should implement the re-entry policies that allow teenage mothers to return to school after giving birth without discrimination, such as, for instance, in Tanzania, there is that policy that most of the teenage mothers, they return back to school after they have given birth and all that. So this allow them to continue on with their education. So, but also the flexibility of the schooling options and daycare facilities within the schools can support some of the teenage mothers in balancing their education with parenting. So it is essential to provide scholarships, but also financial support to alleviate the economic burden on teenage mothers and their families. So in addition, also, we think that the government and the ministries also, they should give the life skills education to these teenage mothers. So it should be integrated into the curriculum, because if you just have the normal curriculum to them, then it does not help them. So this extracurriculum life skills education. It will help these girls and equip them with the tools they need to succeed both academically and in parenting. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Glory. Now, I'll go back to Bena. I hope you're ready. So,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
crucial is education in breaking the cycle of poverty? Did you get me right? Okay, I can repeat. How crucial is education in breaking the cycle of poverty? Thank you.
So education is crucial in providing social and economic empowerment for these young mothers. So education will provide them with the skills to secure employment, and the employment will lead to financial independence, which will in turn prevent a repeat of the cycle. Because when you look at the causes of the teenage pregnancies, most times it's a poverty surrounded, it's factors around poverty. You find these girls can't afford basic needs, so they end up in a desperate situation that leads them to being exploited. So in the financial independence, it can avoid a repeat of that, but also they need to take care of their children. Remember, these mothers have children, so financial independence is very necessary here. And then without the education, they're most likely going to end up with low-paying jobs or unemployed, which again perpetuates the cycle of poverty. Girls who are educated are more likely to prioritize their children's education. Research has shown that, which leads to better outcomes for the next generation, preventing a repeat of things that happened in the past. And education comes with increased awareness and better health choices. And education also reduces vulnerability. When someone is informed, they make better choices, they're less vulnerable. Remember, knowledge is power. So this empowers them in decision making regarding their reproductive choices and family planning as well. And education is also effective in changing perception, especially these mothers, they're going through a lot emotionally. They look down on themselves. They feel like they're not worth it, but education can do a lot in building their self-esteem.
Thank you so much, Bena. I'll go back to Olive. I'm sorry, I'm in transit. That's why my video is off. I hope that is okay. But in case I call you out to answer a question, kindly turn your video on. Thank you. So Olive, in cases where returning to formal education is challenging, how can vocational training programs be structured to provide the teenage mothers with economic independence?
Thank you so much. It's really true that going back to formal education is challenging because they have, if after giving birth, they spend a lot of time at home and the mind has already changed to become a mother. Going back to school becomes a lot of challenges. But what I can say about informal schools, such as vocational training, what they can do to empower these young mothers with economic empowerment opportunities, for them to create a curriculum that is very friendly for them, that will accommodate them and give them a safe space to feel like they are not really struggling to go back to school, but they feel like they are at home, feel comfortable with this curriculum that will allow them to continue taking care of their kids, but also acquiring skills that really are ready to market. After that vocational training, they will be able to start their own income-generating activities, not finishing vocational training and go back home, continue living the life they were living before going to vocational training. But after that vocational training, looks like there is a big impact to them. That is what I would advise is for the people who are doing projects that includes vocational training and economic empowerment for these young mothers, is also to think about what are the really job that is on the market that is really friendly to the young mothers, for them to acquire it and to join that vocational training for them. The second is also to think about seed capital. For example, if you are helping people to join maybe crafting class. They started to craft, they're learning from your materials. They don't have an opportunity, or they don't even able to afford their own materials to start their own businesses. You can also think about, after the graduation, or how you can support them to get some seed capital, seed materials to start doing theirs, instead of always waiting for something else, or to still looking for other jobs, which looks like wasting time learning something and not doing it after the study period. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olive. Now I'll go back to Adesewa. Adesewa, what kind of psychosocial support systems should be in place to help these girls to build their confidence and resilience after such life-changing experiences? Thank you.
Alright. Yeah, so I believe that professional counseling services should be made available for these teenage mothers, where the issues of trauma, self-esteem, and anxiety can be addressed. We can also connect these teenage mothers with other people who have been in similar situations for mutual agreement. And we also need to offer family counseling to foster understanding between these teenage mothers and their families. And this to encourage support and reconciliation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adesewa. I'll go back to Dr. Olive. So, Dr. Olive, what are some of the effective approaches to helping the teenage mothers navigate challenges of parenting, particularly when they're still growing up themselves? You know, they're still young. So how do we help them, the young parents? Dr. Glory, kindly take it on. Thank you.
Thank you. I heard you say Dr. Olive at first, so that's why I hesitate. Some of the effective approaches, we can say it include parenting classes, because these are now mothers and all that. So teach of the essential skills, such as, let's say, health development, child nutrition, and all that. So it will equip them mostly. But also we can say the support network. So for both maybe the family and the community, so they can offer the practical assistance with childcare and emotional support, because now they are overwhelmed and they got pregnant in the time period that it's not essential for them. But also to establish some of the mentorship programs where older mothers can guide some of the young mothers through the early stages of parenting. So this also can be very beneficial for them. So the schools and some of the community centers also should offer the parent-child bonding activities, because now if you just keep this young mother, the teenage mother in school, and not create such of the activities of bonding with their children, then it can create the chaos and some of the traumas later on. So this will create safe spaces where young mothers can share their experience and solutions to common challenges. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Glory. That was wonderful. I'll go back to Us for Girls Uganda. That is Bena, who is representing Us for Girls Uganda. So Bena, how can we provide the teenage girls with the right resources and mentorship to succeed as young mothers? Thank you.
Come again, Viola.
How can we provide the young mothers, these are the teenage mothers we're talking about, with the right resources and mentorship to allow them succeed as young mothers? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, back to the point of reinstating them back to school. First of all, it's a very complicated process, and most times these mothers actually end up not going back to school, be it formal education or vocational education, because they lack resources to fund for their education. So I think we could collaborate with these vocational institutes to provide incentives, or maybe the government to provide incentives for these girls to go back to school in form of scholarships, scholastic materials, And then another way we can help these young mothers is, where possible, to provide flexible learning programs. For example, distance learning, online learning, and that again will come with resources like maybe smartphones, which is still an incentive to help them get back to school. And then we should increase access to sexual education and family planning resources for these girls. They need the education, they need the contraceptives to avoid reoccurrence of pregnancy once again. Another resource that we can provide the teenage mothers with is child health support for their children. So maybe for this case, we could work on discrimination against them, whereby when they go for maternal child health services, they're discriminated against. Even in the schools where they've gone back to study, there could be that discrimination from the teachers, from the health workers in the school, or from the community health workers. So we should create awareness such that there's a conducive environment for these teenage mothers to access these basic resources necessary for their lives.
Thank you so much, Bena. This has been a wonderful session. This brings us to a close of the panel. So the next on the agenda is the breakout sessions for each country. So I would suggest that Ayomide takes it up. Thank you so much. And we welcome everyone who has joined us in the last 20 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Viola. Please a round of applause for everyone in the panel. Thank you, Olive. Thank you, Bena. Thank you, Dr. Florentine. Thank you, Adishewa. Thank you, Glory. Thank you so much. This has been a very insightful session, and even I myself, I took some notes. Just before we have the breakout rooms, I would like to play a particular video for us to see, just to also inspire us and just to tell the story of what teenage pregnancy had looked like and overcoming that stigma amongst other things. So I'll stop sharing to reshare my screen with an audio so that you can hear. Please confirm when I start playing. Please, can you hear anything?
The consequence for youth dropping out of school prematurely.
Please, you can hear. Okay, perfect. So I'm playing them.
Are severe.
I should have continued with my studies instead of falling pregnant.
Most young people that do not finish high school will be trapped into this vicious cycle of unemployment as well as poverty.
It's very important for her to finish school in order to fulfill her dreams.
The 77% is in rural KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. To find out the extent of the problem and specifically
Sorry, I think my network is failing.
How it relates to girls.
17-year-old Akona Wanda is currently in her last year of high school and juggling schoolwork with looking after her 1-year-old son. 2 years ago, she made her schoolmates and teachers worried when she started being disruptive in class. She was scared to tell her mother that she was pregnant.
I really apologize for the network glitch. I didn't imagine this would turn out this way. Sorry, my network is really bad. It's no longer playing. Okay, thank you. I'll just drop the link like you've asked. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for understanding. Thank you so much. To add, the essence of this video actually was to stimulate conversation.
Felt ashamed, didn't receive support from the father of the child, and eventually dropped out of school.
It was not the right age for me to fall pregnant. I should have fallen pregnant at the age of 25. After finishing my studies and having a job, I should be working instead of asking for money. Right now, I'm asking for money from my mother.
Girls like Akona need support beyond the classroom, and South Africa needs programs that empower young girls holistically. So the program Isibindi Esikolweni by the National Association of Childcare Workers is a perfect example. They identify young people and focus on the root causes of disengagement as well as dropout. So I'm visiting Akona's high school, Ismont Secondary, where this program is active. Let's take a look.
What I have learned in this group is how to be responsible and how to take care of myself as a girl.
I love these sessions because here we can speak about our problems. They help us with contraception or when you fall sick.
So mostly what happens here is that the coaches, interact with the girls. And what I liked from it is that, the exercises are kind of real.
Okay. All right. So I will just stop here. Let me just post the video. The essence of the video actually, sorry, my background is now a bit much noisier than before. The essence of the video actually is to just stimulate and see what the future of this project will be like and how much change it will be. Imagine a 600 lady, like this lady in the video, this young girl, whose lives will change with this project, amongst other things. So now we'll be splitting into breakout rooms, and I would like us to really maximize the session. It's going to be for 15 minutes because in the interest of time. Sorry, are you saying no one can hear me?
We can hear you.
Can anyone hear me, please?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you, ma'am.
please.
We can hear you.
Okay, so I said that we'll be splitting into breakout rooms that we can watch the video at our convenience and just also get inspired by what they are doing in South Africa and how we are going to even exceed that target and also do that in 6 countries now within a year. So I'm going to split us into breakout rooms, actually 6, and each of the countries will be representing different breakout rooms. So first country will be Kenya. So room 1 is Kenya. So if you are from Kenya or you're interested in executing this project in Kenya, please join that. So Kenya is room 1, Cameroon is group 2, Zimbabwe will be 3, Ghana will be 4, Rwanda 5, and then Nigeria 6. So please find, as I create the rooms, please join in voluntarily. Thank you. So I've opened all the rooms. Please join in room 1. Let me just put that in the chat. Room 1 is Kenya, like you can see on the screen. Room 1, Kenya. So the president can please go in and start the conversation. Room 1, Kenya. Room 2, Cameroon. Room 2, Cameroon. Room 3, Zimbabwe. And if you don't belong to any of these countries, please join in any of the country of your choice so we can have a good conversation. Room 4 is Ghana. Room 5 is Rwanda. And room 6 is Nigeria. Thank you. Okay. So I see some people, if you're not assigned, I would assign you. So please, we can all move into this breakout room. You can see an option to join the breakout room. So room 1 is Kenya once again. Please don't address it. Where are you? Okay, I see that Katia is in Cameroon. Please, can you join the Cameroon group? That's room 2.
Hello, Miss Ayomide.
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think there's a problem with some people trying to find the option where they can actually join the group. So if you can elaborate on that, it will help a lot.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
So some people are finding it very difficult to locate.
To join the room?
Yeah, so where can they find the options, right?
Oh, see, it's at the lower button. I'm even trying to assign. Okay, let me close the rooms and recreate it again.
I've seen some people have joined, but
I see some people are already in the rooms.
yeah. So you go to the option, go to breakout rooms. I don't know if you're using a laptop or phone. Yeah. Go
Yes,
to
so it
more
says
option.
allow partners to choose the room. That's what it is now.
Yeah. So just go to more option or more on your phone or laptop, and then you see
Okay,
the
I'm seeing more. Okay, I think I will just close all the rooms and start again. Okay. So I'm just waiting for everybody to come back. The breakout room is still closing. So maybe we can just recreate it all over again. I can even easily rename it. Apologies for this technical glitch. I'm trying to rename the rooms. So I think that way to be easier for us to join. Please, can we all just leave the breakout rooms? It says the closing.
I mean, can you name the black room as the countries like for the country black room, country black room, so you can just type.
Or rather, can you also yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to rename them. Thank you. I thought that option wasn't there. Say I can't rename anymore. Okay, can everyone please leave the breakout room so that I can do this quickly? Okay. Okay, so I'm renaming now. Room 6 is Nigeria, like I said earlier. So please, immediately you see that you can just choose the room to join. 5 is Rwanda. So I'm renaming it, please give me a moment. 4 is Ghana. 1 is Cameroon. And then 1 is Kenya. So I think we're good to go now. I'm going to open the room once more. Please now let's join the breakout. So you can easily join. can easily join the country. And if you don't, you can just type what the country is. For those who are unassigned, I can move you somewhere. Daisy, which room do you want to go into? Please, can we respond? Okay, Swiri is going to Cameroon, so I'm going to move you to Cameroon. So you're in now. You've won 3. Zimbabwe. Okay, I've taken you in. You've won. Who else is asking? I think we're getting this all sorted. Thank you so much. So I imagine that Daisy, Donald, Ellen, Jean, if you're not able to choose a session, please just a room, please just tell me where you want to go in. Put you in there. Thank you. Who is confused? You want to join Zimbabwe? Then I will just add you to Zimbabwe. So for Daisy, what room would you like to join? I see you're still here. Daisy, Eileen, Jean, Letika, and Ralia.
Hi, Kofi.
Hi, Viola, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Yes, please. Do you have access to close? Do you have access to close the breakout room?
I don't think so because I had left. I've just rejoined right now. Barely 2 minutes on the call. So I'm not in charge. I'm not able to admit. So,
Okay, that's fine.
But you can tell me what to do. If I go to the breakout rooms,
I don't know what we can do. We need somebody with the host access to do it. I need who's the host. I don't know where the host is now. We need to close the room so we can close.
it was showing that the AYLF team
was
the host.
I've
But
messaged the
about
person.
that said, go. Okay, all right.
Yes, but I've not gotten a response. Okay, thank you. Hello, Mr. James. I'm trying to close the room, but I lost access. I don't know if you know anyone with the access.
Hello, Miss Ayomide. Please, are you here?
Please, can we close the breakout room so everybody is together? Thank you so much.
I'm unable to make you the co-host. I don't know why. It's not showing I'm the host. I don't know. Kofi, please, can you work on that? Oh. Please, who is the host? Really?
So I think another thing I can do is just go into the different rooms and tell them to close and join back.
I think that works. I think somebody is having the host somewhere, and in some of the
Right?
break rooms, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so let me just call. Let's get They seem very engaged, so I'm not sure they're leaving that room anytime soon. Except we force them to leave.
I've reclaimed the host, so I've closed all the rooms and they should be here anytime soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. I know it must have been such an interesting conversation. I think the last room I stopped by at was Kenya, and I saw like 3 hands raised. I'm not sure you must have been able to capture everything in that short moment. But anyways, thank you so much. I hope that the conversations can continue after this session. We're actually some minutes behind schedule because we're supposed to close at exactly 1:30 Nigerian time, which is now. So we'll just move quickly to give the floor to Mr. Emmanuel. He's going to speak. He's our partnership lead on the project, right? So Mr. Emmanuel, I can see you're here. Please, can you take a moment to address everyone before we take the closing remark by Mr. God first. Thank you.
I think we have so many Emmanuels here, so which is it?
Oh, okay, so it's Emmanuel Simba. Sorry. Emmanuel Simba.
All right.
Okay. I'm also glad that we have very many Emmanuels on the call. So I was thinking it's not me. Thank you very much, Ms. Fasan. I would like to take this honor to be part of the speakers of today's prestigious project launch, and I'm so much glad. Oh, I've been unmuted. Sorry for that. I hope you didn't. I hope you heard me. Yeah, so I was saying that I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all those who have been able to log in into this launch of the prestigious teenage pregnancy prevention and support program that is going to be a regional project, and at the same time a beacon of opportunity to put an end to teenage pregnancy, but also empower those who are already captive of the vice. Yeah, I wouldn't want to say vice, but I think I couldn't look for a better word because it's not what we opt for. However, we have to support those already handicapped so that we have them empowered and they can live better lives. Now, teenage pregnancy, just like highlighted, it is mainly powered by societal or cultural norms that are actually hard to break when you go to communities because people believe in their cultures. Some of them believe that when a girl reaches, there's a community or a society in Uganda whereby they believe that if a girl reaches 16, she's well off to go for marriage, and they view it as a source of income in terms of bridal price. Yeah, so such a thing is not easy to break. However, we shall do our best as African Young Leaders Foundation. Now, at the same time, I would like to applaud all the partners we have on this call. There are very many, quite a number, but you'll forgive me if I'm unable to highlight your name. However, we still appreciate you immensely, and we believe that with partnerships, we shall create an avenue for collaboration and sharing resources for effectively delivering the project and also enable achieving the set project goals as stipulated. Now, part of our partners is Us for Girls Foundation, represented by Bena, Amule, Joy, and these are working on mainly period poverty, especially in Uganda where they are situated, through their Pad Up campaign. So we believe that they are going to be a cornerstone to the implementation of this project. We have Mainova Foundation, Mainova Mental Health Clinic, that is based in Tanzania, I think Kilimanjaro, and they are mainly vested in mental health support and counseling, which is a vital component that we are interested in because we know that these teenage mothers are going through a lot of burnout and mental health breakdown, which we need to rejuvenate so that we can have them back to their full potential, because most of them are going through hardships, a lot of disparities. Most of them are left out by the prospective fathers of the kids because they feel like they can't handle the responsibilities. So they are left out in a way that they have to handle each and everything on their own. And these are people who are unable to even support themselves. as per se. Now, I encourage all, among others, we have Rent My MBA, a financial consultancy firm that is going to guide our implementation of the project through workshops, but also the economic empowerment component of the 4 components in this previously or already being launched project. Now, I may not be able to mention in the interest of time, all the partners. However, I call to action all young innovators and leaders, teenage mothers, organization owners to come aboard and be part of a solution to teenage pregnancy, and that is the Teenage Pregnancy Prevention and Support Program. When we roll out this project in our communities, we encourage them to actually empower them to embrace the project, because there's one thing to implement and then the other is uptake. You may implement a very good project and then it is not uptaken. That has happened in my village where I come from. It is quite of a resource setting, and we have donors always coming to build boreholes to enhance water supply and clean water in the villages. However, realize that our village members don't actually want boreholes. 1 month after the donors left, the borehole will be normal. So for them, they want wells, tapped wells. You know, those wells, they are comfortable with their wells. They feel like water in wells is cleaner than that in the borehole. They say boreholes can get sticked with metallic rust and all that in the pipes, which they believe that could predispose them to cancers in the near future. So one thing that I'm trying to say about implementation, because I'm also a student or graduate of implementation science, and there is always strategies needed to translate evidence into practice so that you can achieve the required goals. So in the same vein, I also implore all people, because it has come to my notes that not everyone on the call is a member of AYLF. So I call upon each and everyone that is not a member yet to be on the lookout, because later this month we shall be rolling out membership calls and also call for partnerships. I kindly embrace these calls and become part of this prestigious foundation that is looking forward to empowering young leaders to become champions to the solutions of the problems affecting Africa. Yeah, those owning organizations kindly interest your organizations or companies to partner on this project. And I'll end with a quote in the interest of time. I see Miss Fasan is time bad, and that's true. That a mother is a pillar of the continent, and in this context, I'm talking about Africa, our motherland, and so is a child for the future generation. I remain Emmanuel Maleka Simba from Uganda, the Power of Africa, and the current head of health department at African Young Leaders Foundation, or also known as AYLF. Thank you.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Please, we can clap for him. And we've come to the end of today's launch event. Thank you so much. We are glad that you managed with us through the network glitch, the downside and the upside, and I'm glad that we had interesting stories. I see some people already exchanging contacts to complete the gist input of the stories, and I look forward to seeing more collaborations out of this. Thank you so much, and cheers to a beautiful day. Just before that, I'll just give the floor to Mr. God first. I think he's here already, so just give us a closing remark, and then we can leave. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. The last 1 hour, 30 minutes or 40 minutes has been huge, and we really appreciate it as an organization. Thank you. Mr. God first, are you here?
Yes, please. Thank you, Ms. Ayomide, for coordinating this, and thank you all those who took part in the panel discussion, and thank you all for joining us today for the launch of the AYLF TPPSP, which is Teenage Pregnancy Prevention and Support Program. I believe you all can attest that teenage pregnancy is a critical issue in our continent and therefore leads a lot of problems to those who are unfortunately affected by this situation. It doesn't only affect the teenage mothers, but it also affects even the community and also the closer family of the teenage mothers. So this is where the AYLF TPPSP comes in, and we as AYLF intend to offer a holistic support to teenage mothers across Africa, ensuring they have access to the resources needed to build better lives for themselves and their children. So as we conclude today's launch, I want to take this moment to acknowledge that a project of this magnitude cannot be realized without collaboration, resources, and community support. So in the coming days, we will reach out for partnerships, welcome individuals, organizations, and institutions who want to contribute in any way, whether through expertise, finances, or other resources, to join us in this journey. And this call for application will be published on our website and also on our social media handles. So those interested, please keep an eye on our website as well as the social media handles. Furthermore, at the country level where the actual implementation will be taking place, our project list will be calling for volunteers, and we encourage our members from these countries to take part and support in any way possible. If you have ideas, skills, or even just a desire to help, you are most welcome. Any way that you can help will surely help us to move this initiative forward. And also we encourage you, if you see something pertaining to the project at the country level that it needs to be reported to us at the
All right, thank you, everyone. I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yes, please, you're loud and clear.
international
Mr. Godfrey,
executive
are you done
help us.
speaking?
And I would also like to add that what we are doing will be rolled out across different countries.
All right, I think his network is also glitching. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of today's session. And thank you so much for those who joined us via YouTube as well. We appreciate it. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be ending the meeting now. Please, everyone, have a good day. Thank you so much. And please keep tabs on us on our social media platforms. We're sharing more information as regards the country level activities and also call for partnership, call for volunteers, amongst other things. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.